What's up, guys? So today we are going to go over a song called Ghost in My Room. It's from a UK-based singer-songwriter out in Peterborough, UK. His name is Dan Knight, and I'm really excited to go through this kind of dancier singer-songwriter vibe that we created. All right, let's do it.
There's a ghost in my room, playing memories of you. Now I can't escape, thinking you're happier without me. Now she's taunting me, in my sheets, on my knees, begging please save me. When I feel a touch, I get a rush, I can't get enough. It's like a shadow, there's a ghost in my room. I'm scared because she's not there. Love the wicked smile.
In this that we've actually fixed in post. They're really minor things. It's not like anything with like sound design or anything, but like for example,
Scares me to death. How much I want you.
so it wasn't those ones, but like the higher ones. Let's see which one.
You.
So yeah, this one.
You.
No, this one.
You.
So we threw these guys actually up.
There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
And I believe we also like verbed them out. I won't do
How
that.
much
So just
I
had a better
want
like vibe to it.
you. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
Cool. Let's just jump right into this. So I'm gonna go through this section by section. We're gonna just kind of mute everything at first, and we'll start from the top, which that's in this case it's gonna be kick. Obviously, there's no kick here, so we're just gonna leave that alone. But let's go right into the first instrument, which is the snap. So we have this guy right here. Usually, what I do is I actually go through and change the tonality of these guys. So like I'll go through the pitch shift, and I'll do something like pitch 2, right? And we'll like take each one and change every single one. But for this one, I actually ended up not doing that, simply because I liked the kind of techno-esque texture of that. All right, next part we have this drill effects, and then a little takio. Very, very, very small. A little reverse going right in, just to kind of signal that hey, we're about to go into something cool. A high and a low. So here's a low and a high of the 808, which is pretty much the entire basis of this song. Yeah, I absolutely love that 808. It's really bouncy, it's really fun. Let's keep going. That's it. So that's very minimal. Like this is like I'm kind of giving you a few elements of the track, but not giving you enough to be like, oh, cool. You know, that's the track. It's just a nice little intro. You know, a nice little introduction to what's going on. Verse, still. Let's go back actually. Still no kick, but we do have the snare coming in for the first time. This is halfway through. And with the snap. And this conga piece, which that comes in halfway through as well. We have the takio again, and it's kind of add to that. It's like a kind of verbed out hit. That's gonna come second half. Next thing, again, the reverse. 808s again. which again, this is like the major part of the song. This is like where the melody really comes in for the instrumental. Sub drop going into the pre-chorus when the bass guitar actually comes back in. We'll touch a little bit more on the bass guitar in a second. Acoustic guitar. I don't believe that's an actual real acoustic guitar. I think that's from Native Instruments. That is real, which is it's literally just a electric guitar part right there. A second electric guitar part. Kind of, these are going up. So we'll get there, right? These are basically just the octave above. So just gives it a nice little vibe to it. So like we'll play it. It's kind of something to keep bringing it to. We have vibes here. I was a little shy on these vibes, which is hilarious because like they fit really well, and I think actually they were brought up a lot more in the overall mix. This Moog part is not here. I will show it to you guys, but this actually didn't make it. That actually didn't make it. It just didn't add enough to it. So this is a very simple piece. Like, let's see, we've got vibes, we got guitar, 808, and a few few percussion kind of elements, and that's all we have for this. You know, when we're bringing in this lead vocal, literally like barely any doubles. That's where we're at with it. It's super small. Like. And then as we do this slide in, let's go through this first pre-chorus. So as we go through this slide in, like this is the first time that we are finally hearing a kick. We are 24 seconds in, we are finally hearing a kick, and just a massive kick. It's just a nice little. It's got a little bit of a techno vibe to it as well, which was part of what what Dan was actually looking for. Was this kind of vibes. Then we have this snap again. So then we have two claps. This bed squeak thing. Conga. So we get a little bit more substance in this. We get a little more play with these drums. Actually, the reverses are kind of just used as production or a percussive instrument at this point. And these two reverses that are going into the chorus. Four reverses. Three reverses. Excuse me. 808. See, now we have a little more like playfulness into this vibe. So we're coming from like a very like bare minimum kind of vibe to like, oh wait, this is actually a real fun song. And a little bit of bass guitar. Very simple. Acoustic guitar. This is actually fake too. That's a fake guitar, obviously. But in the mix, it doesn't sound fake at all, which is hilarious. That's fake. Or should I say it's sampled? It's a sampled guitar. It's not a fake guitar. It's a sampled guitar. Next thing is we have these pre-chorus. Kind of giving more of that vibe, a little funk in there, you know? vibes are coming back. These are a little bit different though than the other ones. So we have those, and we have those. We have those, and we have this. Oh, excuse me. And we have this coming in, the analog strings for the first time, which just gives it that extra like beef to it. I like honestly for myself, like I love the way that strings and guitar go together. To me, like that's just like an epic little like vibe to it. It just has like a nice little playfulness to it that I really like. And that's something that I kind of have adapted into a lot of tracks. Is like I'll throw a little like of these kind of plucky strings in with the guitar. Simply because I think it's just an overall like nice vibe to have. I think it's a very cool like how do you say it? It's a very cool vibe, and it's also playful, but it also adds like a kind of a patty texture to it without being like overly drum. So if you want like really cool like playful guitar sounds, consider throwing like a plucked string in there. Alright, next we have this Moog that we actually don't actually have in there. That's not actually in it. I think it is though in the second, but for this part we're gonna go ahead and just do a little Actually I think we might have kept it in there. I'll keep it in there for right now. Soft piano. Love this piano. Just a nice little patty kind of vibe to it. Gives something for the rest of the track to kind of dance to. Alright, let's get to our first chorus. So, kind of the same thing. We're going to do the same kind of thing. First chorus. Same kind of kick. We actually stopped the kick though halfway through, because we're kind of giving everything a real moment to kind of come together. As you notice, there's like only a little bit of kick. There's snap. So we just gave everybody this nice little nice little piece, and then we took it away. So we just have like this very small like vibe going on. As we get into that, there's a ghost in my room. And then we're kind of building it back up. We give everybody what they want, and then we take it away. And then it's that constant tension release. You know, like, here, I know you want this, and then let's take it away. And then let's slowly bring it back to you. So by the time we're actually in the post, we're looking at it from an entirely different lens, and then that melody can soar above it, which is a little pop secret that I feel like a lot of people know or should know. We have this little ghost piece. I don't know what the original thing was of this, but we decided to basically use this as kind of a pad piece of it, kind of give it a little bit of creepiness to this track. A swish. Actually, I'll go back to this. This ghost thing, that's what it's labeled as. It's labeled as ghost. I have no idea what it actually is. We just made this thing. I have no idea what the original sound was. We have a swish. Reverse. We have these 808s. Just kind of like laying down the groundwork of it. No acoustic guitar this time. Some electric guitar. Ooh, excuse me. Again, I'm 100% sure we took this out. This was a little obnoxious. These juke keys, it's the first time we're hearing this. It's like this angelic kind of pad. Another set of juke keys. First time we're hearing this. Have this just kind of nice like vibe coming in, where Dan is actually going. You guys,
It haunts me cause she doesn't care. Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me to death. How much I want shows in my room. Scared because she's not there. Love her wicked smile. It haunts me cause she doesn't care. Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me to death. How much I want shows in my room. Scared because she's not there. Love her wicked smile. It haunts me cause she doesn't care. Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me.
so we have this as well, which I kind of want to showcase.
Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me to death.
It's literally just it's sitting on one note. Da 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 da. And the reason is because like that's giving that more of like a dance track kind of vibe.
Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me to death. How much I want you. Ooh.
So let's get into that post-chorus. So last thing is like he's like, how much I want you. It scares him to death how much you want. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought that was just a cool vibe where it just brings it back. All right, cool. Let's jump into this. We have kick and another kick. Snare. Snap. Make sure you guys can see this actually. We have clap. Another clap. And ride. Dead squeak. Conga. A little perk loop. The hitter. The ghost thing again. Swish. Reverse. This is kind of like just outlining the vibe of it. You know, like we have that kick that's really just the center of it. The rest of it though is kind of like just playing with the kick, giving the kick just kind of more of a, how do you say it? It's giving the kick more of a bounce. That's kind of like the whole vibe of it. It's like we want to kind of play with that bounce a little bit because when we get to, I'm jumping a little bit, but when we get to these guys. I'll throw these reverses in as well. So it just gives it a nice little. You're hearing like a lot of different instruments, but that kick is remaining straight right on the entire way. picking it up a little bit more. Acoustic guitar. Another acoustic. Chorus. This part right here is kind of like that pre-chorus. Like we gave it a little taste, but it's more direct. It's more choppy. It's like more in your face. We have vibes. Analog strings. And I believe we did keep this Moog. Keys again. First time hearing this instrument, which is a whirly. Nice little counter melody there. Soft piano. This is all Dan is going.
It's just like you. Ooh. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like. There's a ghost in my room and she looks like you. Ooh. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you. Ooh.
Just giving that extra vibe.
There's a ghost in my room and she looks just
So
like
coming out of this piece,
death. How much I want you. Ooh.
it's just kind of this playful kind of vibe.
There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you. Ooh. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
So I'm gonna throw right here. We ended up doing something kind of fun here, which I ended up using. If I can find it. Yes, here it is. So Dan has an extremely high voice and it's dope. So we ended up using this piece, and we're hearing this piece, this drill effects that we haven't heard yet. We haven't heard that again. We're hearing that again right here for the second time ever in this song. We're over a minute in. We're finally hearing it, and it's accompanied by Dan doing this really cool noise, which is dope. But it also has this. So we're getting the low end and high end of that kind of distorted vibe while
you.
So let's go into this, and we'll go from there. So we have first part, no kick again, snares coming back in, kind of the same arrangement in that part. Congas, kind of the same thing. We have these guys. We have the Takio and hitter. We have this ghost piece. We have this reverse bass part. So this reverse bass part is an idea that we just kind of came up out of nowhere. It's just kind of gives it an extra vibe to it. It's like, what is this? What is this thing I'm hearing? Why am I intrigued again? We actually kept this Moog in here. So you kind of nice little vibe coming through there. Let's go into this second pre-chorus. There's not much that has changed in the second pre-chorus, but let's just go through it real quick. Second chorus? Let's jump into the second chorus real quick. One second, guys. Phone is blowing up like normal. That's kind of how it goes. All right, let's jump into kick one. So we have kick one coming in through, second way through again. This is the chorus, number 2. Snap, clap, conga again. But this time we're including this woo and drill effects at the end. The ghost part, switches. Reverses, 808s. It's nice and dirty, but it's like also clean. The other pieces, like that bass is dirty as shit, but it's really nice because the rest of it is so clean. Electric guitar. Sorry, one second. So let's get all these keys together. Just a nice little pad. It's a little distorted, so it kind of sits right in where that's 808 is. So that 808 is super it's kind of smooth, but at the same time it's a little dark and dirty, right? So then we have this guitar as well. It gives a little crunch, but it's a little tinier crunch. And then we have this Moog that's kind of dirty. These are smooth, but these are dirty. So you get a whole sound because of that, you know what it's the way that you layer those together are going to make all the difference within a track. Like if I'm listening to a track for the first time, right, someone else's track, let's say, and I can hear some individual instruments, but the other pieces of the individual instruments don't feel muddy to me, because there is a subtleness in it, but there also is a little bit of that directed dirt. Let me say it again. Directed dirt. I'm going to pay attention to it a lot more. It's going to stand out to me because of that. Especially, when you throw on like a vocal.
How much I want Ghost in my room. Scared because she's not there. Love her wicked smile, it haunts me cause she doesn't care. Touch of her hand with a playful whisper scares me to death. How much I want Ghost in my room.
Just really gives it a nice little vibe to then go to somewhere very fun. Let's go through this one more time. Kind of see what's going on here. It's going to be kind of the same thing. I wanted to make sure that we were kind of uniform in this. Again, we're adding a second kick into there. We're adding the snare back in. We are having the ride come back in. Bed squeak. We have these woos now in here to give it a little bit more of a vibe. A perk loop. The hitter. The hit percussion, reverses, and we have our acoustic guitar that we've already heard. We have our vibes, analog strings, CS80 that we've already done. This is the first time we're hearing this Moog right here come in. So let's we'll highlight that real quick. Let's just really just kind of chunk it up a little bit. We have these droop keys, and now we have this guy. He's brand new. His name is Prophet. It's from the Prophet. And we have the low version of this Whirly as well. So let's just play those two real quick. And then you add these. Jump into this bridge part. So this bridge is a little bit more complicated, so I want to kind of go through that real quick. We'll go all the way through it. So we have kick. First thing though we have is this filtered kick, because the first part of it is actually filtered. So let's just go through the first part actually. That'd be kind of a nice move. So we have the first part filtered. We have filtered snare. Reverse. 808 filtered. And that's about it. And then he's
You keep taunting me.
This.
Playing all these memories, making it so hard to breathe, knowing you're so out of reach. The thought of you keeps haunting me.
And that's it. So let's go back into it. We'll go all the way again, and we'll go to the second part of this. So we have the kick. We have these two kicks going at the same time now. Snare. Snap. kind of more of an EDM kind of vibe. Versus switch. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. Versus switch. So these are snaps. 808s back. Sub drop. Let's get these guys in here.
These memories making it so hard to breathe, knowing you're so out of reach. The thought of you keeps haunting me. Replaying all these memories making it so hard to breathe, knowing you're so out of reach. The thought of you keeps haunting me. Replaying all these memories making it so hard to breathe,
Kind of like a
knowing
basic
you're so
kind of
out of reach. The thought of
it's
you
a little bit
keeps
of
haunting me. Replaying all these memories making
like
it
it.
so hard to breathe, knowing you're so out of reach. The thought of you keeps haunting me.
Because then we're going into this. Sorry, we're going into this chorus, and this chorus is a lot more laid back than the other choruses. Let's go through this real quick. So we have no kick, no snare, no percussion at all. First thing we have are these guys, and the switch. Reverse. 1808. Just kind of laying it down, just laying down the pads of this guitar. CS80 coming in. Juke keys. The Prophet's coming in halfway through. So is the whirly and the whirly high. That's it. And we actually, this is kind of the fun part about the arrangement. So if you're looking at how long this chorus is, right, this to here, compared to any other chorus, this chorus is shorter. Now, let's see that again. This chorus is shorter than that chorus. This chorus right here, shorter. This one is shorter. This one is longer. Why? It's because we actually, I kind of decided on this on accident, but I really liked it, so I kept it. Again, we have this as well. Sorry. Just to kind of give it a nice little thing. We also have a reverse woo. Very simple. Just kind of a nice little thing. But the reason why is because, let's unmute everything real quick. Okay, can't unmute everything. Alright, we're gonna mute and unmute everything.
I want you.
Because we give it a second. We give like the listener a second. They know what's coming, but like.
How much I want you.
Which just gives it an extra little like vibe to it. You know, all of a sudden like I want you, and like live, this allows like the listener to kind of like know that it's gonna happen. Like Dan plays this live with a band, right? That's kind of like what my thought process was like. If you played this live with a band, like all of a sudden like he's coming out of this like nice little like lead part that's actually higher, right here. This lead part that's actually higher than the other ones.
There's a ghost in my room, I'm scared because she's not there. Love her wicked smile, it haunts me cause she doesn't care. Touch of her hand, where the playful whisper scares me to death. How much I want.
And then just kind of stops. It's like that vibe, especially during a live show, can just really just like, he could hold this forever, right? He could just be like, I want, wait. He could even like open up another song. It gives the live performance a piece where you can be like, I want, and then you can just start playing like a cover song real quick, right? Or he could just stop and then go back into the other one. I've seen bands do that. it gives it just the listener a moment to breathe, because they've just hit so many things. Like we've kind of like gone from like extreme craziness right here, adding more instruments, to kind of toning it down, to letting the drums completely go right here, to we're going to jump back into something they already know. But before we do that, let's give them one more time where we take it
How
away.
much I want you.
It's very subtle, but I think that adds a lot to it. Let's go through this. Let's go through this one more time. This last piece of information. This last piece of production. All right, so we have our kicks. We have our snares. Snaps and claps. Ride. Bed sweeps again. Conga. Woos. Reverse woo. Drill effects. Percussion. Hitter. Ghost. Swishes. Reverse. Reverse. We have 808s. Bass guitar. Acoustic guitar. Lush guitar. Vibes. Analog string CS80, the Moog 2, and we're actually introducing this Moog 3. So small in the background, you can barely hear it. It just adds a lot, but the moment that you notice it, it's about increasing intensity without, like, this is a big piece of production that you want to continuously do, is you want to continuously add, how do I say this? Continuously add tasteful things in a way that increases intensity but doesn't take away from the first vibe that you have. That's why the initial vibe of a track is so important. The initial vibe of a track is so important. But when you can add extra things into it to kind of make the listening experience a lot more pleasurable. Like, if I'm hearing this for the first time, at the very end, and I'm only hearing this for, 18 seconds? Less than 18 seconds. I don't need it to be super prevalent, right? What I do need, though, is I need it to be straightforward. There is a texture and an ability to lift the track up. It's the only reason I need it. So then I feel like that's what this part does. Lifts. I believe we actually have this as well. So I'm kind of, this is going to do the same thing. So let's. So we basically have a low and a high of this. So it lifts and it also stabilizes. Two keys again. Two keys, off keys. Whirly low, whirly high. Or soft piano. That's it. Our vocals.
Your love's just like there's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
Back vocals.
There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
We ended up putting these up, kind of to, because we realized it's gonna fall from because of this guy. It might feel like it's fallen to a few people. So what we did to counteract that is we
There's a ghost in my room and she looks just
adds so much
like
to
you. and she looks just like you. Ooh. There's a ghost in my room and she looks just like you.
And then with this one, actually, I believe what we did is we actually made this like verbed out. And we made that like a lot louder and verbed out and just like in your face. So it's like all this.
She looks just like you.
And it just gives it an extra vibe. It just feels really nice for there. There's a little slight automation on the lead.
Just like.
Actually, I think what we did though is actually do this stuff.
Just like you.
Something like this. Where we just gave it a little extra.
You.
Just so you had like a little bit to tie it in a little bit more. But guys, that is it. That is Dan Knight's Ghost in My Room. It is now available. I give a shout out to Dan for that. I love this song. I feel like I got to learn a lot from it, and it's just a great song. I think overall, it's a great song. Make sure you guys check it out. I'll play you guys out, and until next time, peace out.